for the future.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I didn't do fucking shit. I didn't rig shit. I didn't fucking do this. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about any of this.
Fancy intro music, yeah! Woohoo!
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, Star Trek fans. And today, we're going to talk about a couple of updates that have come to the game. One that should have been updated to your actual device. Now, this was a background type update, so you might need to go do it manually on your PC, phone, Android, etc. But also want to discuss the update to the event structure, and we'll actually start with that, and then we'll talk about the QLL update. But also want to acknowledge, hopefully you enjoyed the intro. You thought it was funny? Maybe, hopefully. Well, the whole goal is to make you laugh and entertain. So hopefully it did. If it didn't, well, I'll just try better next time. Anyway, Ad Astera, we're going to talk about this event because many of you have been asking. Yes, you will be able to complete it. If you did not watch yesterday's live stream, which I understand not everybody can watch the live streams here on YouTube, completely understandable. If you complete this event, it actually is double points for these SMSs. So if you were stuck at 300, which a lot of you were, don't worry, you will be able to finish. This is something that they did not publicly announce, but we did announce as content creators, myself and Ultimate DJ, yesterday. And again, I understand that not everybody can answer that or know that or be there, but here's the video. Now you know. And so if you complete these, you will complete this event. And I know it's a big deal, especially for those players who purchased the Battle Pass this month, allowing them to get more currency for their board cube. And even for those who didn't, this means that the people who will get the board cube in December through the December event store will have more board cube juice to get going. I honestly don't give much value, I mean, personally, to the officer here. I think that's kind of meh, but lots of value into the actual upgrading the cube currency itself. I'm not a big fan of new currencies in the game. We all tend to complain about it, and I think rightly so, but this is a good currency for at least a item that is popular and of use right now. The board cube is at least not a real extra grind. I just kind of added to my normal grinds at the moment, but is what it is. You will be able to complete it. So if you didn't know, now you know. Also, want to make a third one. I forgot about this third quick announcement. Server merges, because these have not been publicly announced. I don't know why. Oh well, hence the whole purpose of today's video. It was going to be something different, and it is what it is. If y'all are unaware, the following servers are merging. So this will happen on November 28th. This was announced on my Discord, I know 2 or 3 days ago. But if you haven't seen it yet, server 63 will be merging into 58. 65 will be merging into 67. 55 into 54. 183 into 126. 180 into 172. And 200 into 199. Now, for those curious where I got this information, it was first announced in the VIP Discord by one of the VIP CMs. So it has been communicated by Scopely to some people, so you may have heard about this through your VIPs in your server, but if you had not, now you know. There are 12 servers being merged, 6 US, 4 EU, and 2 APAC, I think. Yeah, I think that's right. So those servers will be merged on the 28th of November, which as of me making this video is about 8 days from now. So now you have a little bit more than a 1 week head start to have an idea. Maybe you join the Discord of those servers, talk to them, see if, you know, how y'all are going to mesh and vibe well together. It's always a good idea to meet the new players that you're going to be interacting with, and hopefully y'all can build some type of rapport. Maybe it's a, dual frustration of lack of announcements that makes it work, but whatever it is, now you know. Now you have the information. And last but not least, I want to talk about the quality of life update that came in today's update, because there was no post anywhere. So you're probably curious, like, well, okay, what was the whole point of it? So if you go over to your claims chest, you will notice a claims all button has been added, which I will say, as terms of quality of life, is super good. And I've only had one person, and I will acknowledge their complaint, who doesn't like it because you could have things that are on certain timers and it messes with your timers. I think once you get everything set, like pretty on a regular schedule, I don't think that'll really matter anymore. I think it'll be fine. I do understand that as an initial concern, but they added a claim all button, and it's not only just here. In fact, you can actually do more in your officer section now and in your faction sections with your actual faction like officer pools and stuff like that. So for example, let's pull standard recruit real quick. I've got 500 laying around, hit skip, and then you'll notice there is an open all button. But then I can actually jump straight into doing another full pull instead of exiting the screen and restarting process. It actually saves me 2 clicks, and that might not sound like a lot, but if I was to do that 10 times, that's 20 clicks it saves, and it adds up pretty quickly, or pretty clickly. Yeah, you get dad jokes here. Suck it up and deal with it. But I do think it's a good addition. I do like that they went ahead and did that. And now for you to complete it, you would either just finish, open them all, and hit, or just hit done. Either way, you now completed that. And you can also back out and check in again. It's tested by other people that you can do a couple of things in your faction store if you wanted to do, just like extra pulls. You don't have to, but if you wanted to, right? So the biggest one is going to be the claim all in the gift chest, and the big one is going to be the claim all in the officers. If you are one who does ship scrapping, though, you're just going to have to manually go through your clicking of ship scrapping still. Sorry, doesn't work there. But for the faction officer pulls and for the regular officer pulls and the claims chest, that is now a added feature, and I would say it's a good one. Now, there is one drawback to this that you might not be aware of. You might not even know this was here in the first place due to lack of communication, but that aside, you have to be syndicate level 21 or higher to qualify to use the claim all button. Now, while I wouldn't call this a paywall, because as a free-to-play player, you can get to syndicate 21, and it doesn't take that long. It really doesn't take that long. It is a pay-to-progress wall, and of all things to put behind a pay-to-progress wall, this seems like a really silly one, but at the same time, I appreciate it for what it is, a quality of life update. I'm not a fan of putting quality of life updates behind any type of pay format scopely, so yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that, but at the same time, I acknowledge its value, and while it isn't a ton, it is still literally turning this all into far less clicks, and as silly as that might sound, that actually is time you're saving, and I do truly appreciate that. So, claim all button is good. The Syndicate 21 requirement for it is, well, honestly, it's dumb, in my opinion. Again, I've always been one to speak my mind, and that gets me in trouble. But I truly think that's kind of silly, and I think that many of you who will comment in the comment section will probably end up agreeing. I mean, of the 3 topics we talk about, this is probably the one that is the most frustrating directly. Now, I would say that for players, the most frustrating in terms of events is not knowing that they're going to make sure that you can complete with the double point structure of today's event. So hopefully today's video gets spread out. It was a little bit delayed in release just because I had a meeting earlier this morning. But again, I hope this finds you well and gives you what you are looking for. As always, I appreciate all that y'all do. Hopefully these things helped you be more knowledgeable in the game and learn some of the things that maybe you didn't know. Live long and plunder. Stay safe for those Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next Star Trek Fleet Command video and live stream, which is actually, since this is Monday, it's tonight on Twitch. See ya then.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.